In this segment of tutorial, I'm going to show you how you can work on your Word document without using mouse. So we are going to deal with many shortcut keys. It may interest you to know that you can find thousands of shortcut keys while using Microsoft Word. And today we are using 2016 Microsoft Word. I'm going to show you in a very simple method how you can know all these shortcut keys, without necessarily having to memorize them. Many of us remember how to use things like Control S in order to save our file, or Control O to open the existing document, or Control A to select all, and many others. But however, I'm going to teach you in this tutorial the easiest way to know nearly all the shortcut keys. It's going to be very simple, so I really encourage that everybody follows suit. Take for example, I want to show you what I refers to as shortcut keys format. That means you do not need to memorize shortcut keys on Microsoft Word 2016, but rather just understand this format about to be given. Then you will be shortcut keys expert. And this is not only on Microsoft Word, it applies in many other fields. Now the secret to this about giving shortcut keys lies on a key on your keyboard called Alt, Alternative, Alt, ALT. Now notice what happened. I'm going to touch my Alt key now. I have touched Alt key. If you observe from my screen here, you see there are so many other numbers coming up that weren't there before. You notice that you have F under File, you have H under Home, you have Y2 under Menu, you have N, you have G, you have P under Layout. Okay, that is page layout. That is why I'm giving you that P. You have S for reference, you have M for mailing. Now let me show you why this one was Y2, because we also have another M. Right? It's already taking care of the M as it were. So this one decided to use Y2. Whatever it uses, it shows that when you apply that key or the keys combination, you are actually going there. Take for example under view, what we have there for view is W. If I touch W on my keyboard, automatically I'm going there. You notice that because of the fact that I was using Alt, I often refers to the Alt as an alternative to mouse. Now, the next thing I could do is that any of what I want to do, or wherever I want to go, any of the ribbon I want to open, all I need to do is just to apply the key that have been designated. Take for example, in this area, you have print layout. Which key do you think that I should use? Oh, did you just say P? Of course, you are perfect. Now let's touch P on our keyboard. Good. If you notice that that one is now highlighted, is highlighted among other. Well, why you cannot see the difference on that print layout is because this page is already called print layout. This is a print layout page. You can come to the bottom here, you will see the same thing, print layout, and that is the one highlighted. Now let's use something different that may make a little more impact. Now let's go to the zoom. So I'm touching back my Alt. I'm touching that same W that shows view. Now if you notice that zoom is marked with what? You see the Q assigned to zoom. All you need to do is to just take the Q. Or if you want to make sure that your screen is 100%, all you need to do is to come to the next one and take J. Now let's take J for example. Because my screen was already on 100%, you may not feel it. But let's go to the zoom this time. And then what we will do is to take the zoom. At least we can see some different. You see now we have taken the Q. And if you notice again, under 200, that is 200% of the screen, you have the 2 underlined. The 2 is underlined under that. So if I'm touching 2, I am already going to that 200%. All you need to do next is for me to press enter key for it to execute. If I touch 7, I am taking it to 75% of my screen. If I am want to have this text width or page width, all I will need to do, if it's page width, I will just touch my P. Can you notice that? So I do not need to memorize all these keys. All you need to do is for me to follow this key formula, as I may call it. The format is very simple. So now let's say, for example, let's go to that 200 and press enter. You notice that my screen now is getting wider and the typing area is getting much wider than ever. That shows that that's actually worked. Okay, now this can be used in any other format. Take for example, you want to save your file. Now let me show you different means of saving files. You do not always need to go to use your mouse at all time. Let me show you many shortcut keys. Take for example, let's go back to the Alt. As soon as you press Alt, you can just touch one on your key. Notice that this symbol is a symbol for save, which is actually a symbol of a diskette. Many of us who have been into computer field for so long will remember diskette, 3.5 this and 5 1/4. So it's a symbol of a diskette. A mere touching one after the Alt can allow you access to save as, which at this point you could choose whether to save it to your to OneDrive, or to save it into your system, whichever means you want to save. So just that Alt with one, especially when the file have not been saved before, it can create the opportunity for save as to be used. All right, now let's use another method with the same shortcut key. We are going back to Alt. You do not need to press down the Alt, just touch the Alt and leave your hand. Going back to that same file, how do you get to file? You notice that the F there, F here is highlighted. With F, you can get to the file. So all I will need to do is to touch the F. By pressing of the F, if you notice at my left side of my screen, you notice that there are so many letters that are highlighted. These letters are representatives of the ones to be used, asking you, please use me to execute this function. And remember, we are still dealing with save. So in the second method here, you could press your S in the case of a file that have not been saved before. S is a good one. Touching the S will take you back to that same save as. You notice you have gotten to the two methods so far, right? Of course. Again, as many of us are familiar with, which we often use Control and S, which may be the third method, we can also get to the same save as with apply. Remember that? Control S can still give you that same position. So we have gotten up to 3 methods so far. But then there's much more popular method which can allow you to use either when you have not saved the file before, or even though you have saved the file, it could allow you make it easy for you to change the file name or to save it. That is save as. So again, press your Alt and the same F. When you have pressed your F, notice that under save as, A is highlighted. So just press your A and you can see again you are at the same position. Then you could make a choice. Take for example, you want to save it into the PC. This PC, you can see this PC here. So all you need to do, you can see C is highlighted, press C. Even ask you to, let me make it easier for you. Do you want it to be on your desktop? Do you want it to be on whichever environment document? Take for example, I want it on the desktop. I will just press 1. So it's just a matter of following step by steps, and I could choose a name. If I want to choose a name, I will just type whatever pleases me and press enter key. And with that, I have saved without using my mouse. Now let me show you one more method in which you can do this. In this time, it will be much easier method than ever. It is just a single key on your keyboard called F12. F12. When you press F12 keys, some persons may need to, depending on the system, you could need to use you could need to use second function key with the F12. To some system, it may require shift with F12. To some system, you do not need to press anything but only the F12. Now, in my system, is second function plus F12. Let me apply that and let's see what comes next. I've applied the two keys. At once, it takes me to environment which I can save. If you notice at this dialog box at the top there, you say save as. That means it allowed me to make a choice of saving this file and where to save, which I can make a choice. So we have gotten about 5 different methods of saving our document. But notice that we're all able to do this with the help of shortcut keys. So it's a general format. It's a general format. Whenever you remember Alt, can you see? Whenever you remember Alt, you can go anywhere. You can work anytime. You can keep doing your work without necessarily having to depend on mouse. So dependency on mouse at all time is not a good practice. You can save much time if you're on a keyboard expert. As time progresses, we are going to learn more, but take notice of the fact that we have a keyboard format. If you want, take for example, going to home, for example, just touch the H. Okay, you notice that in each of these keys there are key representatives. Take for example, if I am trying to use some of them that are two keys here, you see there are combination of keys apply here. Take for example, I am going there to choose my color. What it requires is for me to press those two keys at a short interval. That means almost the same time. I'm having the F and C, so we'll just do FC. At once, you see this drop down. I could use my A for automatic, or I could use my down arrow key to choose my choice color. As you can see, my moving. Or if I want more color, actually the M is highlighted. If you notice there, sometimes not only the letter that you can see, if you notice the letter in itself will be underlined, indicating that using this particular key will go along while helping you to get what you want. So there are several shortcut keys that can be applicable in this case. So you do not need always to depend on your mouse. This is a easiest way, more fantastic, what I love so much, and I can keep working. People wonder, what has this boy do? What are we able? How are we able to do this? Are you performing magic? There is no magic about it. So I'm just giving this to anybody interested. Do not always rely on your mouse. Make use of your beautiful keyboard keys combination. Take for example, let's just have a dive into the layout. So somebody will help me. What key do we use for the layout? Oh, you are correct. P. Now notice that with the P, can have access to all this. If I want column, J is highlighted, so I will just press my J. Do you take notice of that? Whatever method I want, I would just okay, what type do I want? I could just take my cursor down and make a choice. Or I could, if I want more my C, more columns, I can press C, automatically will give me more columns. Let's take that for example. Can you see now? And so on. So it is very simple knowing what you need to do when you know it. Very beautiful. So there are enough shortcut keys as earlier mentioned. There are more than 1,000 shortcut keys when it comes to Microsoft Word. So you do not need to memorize them. Remember at all time the power of Alt. Alt. The power of Alt. When you have the power of Alt, you can go places and do anything you want to do with the help of Alt or alternative. I hope you enjoyed the video. So smash the subscribe button there and like the video. Leave us comment and share the video. Thanks so much. Hope to see you in our next video.